Hi everyone, welcome to Vivi's Corner of the Internet. I'm Vivi, and in this video, we're going to be talking about Canada and how they are looking to review the eligibility requirements of their MAID law or Medical Assistance in Dying law to allow minors to seek death without parental consent. Yes, you heard that correctly. So, for those of you who are not aware, I have a little snippet, two different snippets here from two different articles that give a little more information on what the MAID law is. So, this law was passed in 2016 in Canada for medical assistance in dying. So, in this article here, let's see. Parliament passed Bill C-14 in 2016, which legalized medical aid in dying, or MAID, for adults with, quote, enduring and intolerable suffering and a reasonably foreseeable death. So, assisted suicide, euthanasia, they've legalized this in Canada back in 2016. Now, this past year in 2021, they passed Bill C-7, which legalized MAID, or medical aid in dying, for those struggling with mental illness. So, they've broadened the scope of using euthanasia, assisted suicide, to individuals that are struggling with mental illness. Instead of trying to provide them mental health care, they just want to help them to die. Lovely. Canada, you've turned very tyrannical lately in the last couple of years, but hey, that has to do with your Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who's just running rampant with his crazy socialist ideologies up there. So now what Canada wants to do, they want to review these requirements for assisted suicide to allow minors to seek death without having to let their parents know about this. This is insane. It's evil and demonic. It's not right that Canada is choosing when these people should die. It's not in their power. They don't have the power to do this. Unfortunately, they actually do with the law that they pass, but in actuality, my opinion, God is looking down on everything Canada is doing when it comes to this kind of law and requirements and what have you, and they're getting judged horribly because they should not be allowed to choose someone's death. That's not in their power. But of course, they made that power available to them, and now they want to expand it to include minors and not have the parents know about it. The Special Joint Committee on Medical Assistance in Dying, MAID, was appointed 1 year ago to review specific requests for assisted suicide, which includes, quote, mature minors and people suffering from mental illness. This article is from evmagazine.com. From 2016 to 2021, the number of assisted suicide deaths in Canada reached a total number of 31,664. Unfortunately, the rate at which these types of deaths are occurring increases annually. You would think that euthanasia would only be allowed for individuals who are suffering from an excruciating illness that limits their enjoyment of life, or those who can't find a cure and are facing a foreseeable death. Now, however, people who have been diagnosed with psychiatric disorders will soon have the option to voluntarily end their lives. Even worse, according to Common Sense, Canada will be looking at the possibility of extending the eligibility to mature minors who will be allowed to seek out assisted suicide without parental consent. Next March, the government is scheduled to expand the pool of eligible suicide seekers to include the mentally ill and mature minors, Rupa Subramanya writes. This is disturbing. People with mental illness should not be making these sort of decisions for themselves. They are not mentally capable to make these kinds of decisions. This is why you need support from friends and family to talk it through, see what's going on. But no, let's just kill you off. Who cares about you? And just move on with their everyday lives. Like, it's horrible. I can understand when euthanasia wants to be used for those with terminal illness when they're at the end of their lives, or they, like, with terminal illness, so to say, that they really don't see any way forward, that they only have a certain amount of time to live, and what have you, but not for the young ones and the mentally ill. Like that, it's wrong. It's just That's my personal opinion. That's what I think about this. It's just, I don't understand why Canada has to be doing this. But no, they just have to eliminate all the poor people, all the mentally ill, all it's disturbing. Like wanting to kill these people, it's so disturbing. In 2021, the Special Joint Committee on Medical Assistance in Dying, MAID, was appointed to review requests for medical assistance in dying, including mature minors, advance requests, mental illness, the state of palliative care in Canada, and the protection of Canadians with disabilities. But what is a mature minor? So, the mature minor doctrine, it's the common law in Canada. Typically, parents have the legal means to obtain medical treatment on behalf of their children, which makes sense since parts of the brain involved with decision making aren't even fully developed until the age of 25. Except the mature minor doctrine, thanks to Canada's Department of Justice, allows teens to make their own decisions anyway, enabling them to receive medical treatment regardless of their parents' final say so. Quote, the mature minor doctrine recognizes that a parent's comprehension of the nature and consequences of a treatment has determinants beyond age, and that children's wishes should be granted degrees of deference that reflect their evolving maturity, says the Canadian Pediatric Society. What? No. Children are not mentally capable to be making these kinds of decisions for themselves. This is very wrong. No, I disagree with that completely. But how old is a mature minor? Well, certain jurisdictions in Canada sometimes outline a specific age for the doctrine, with most of them presuming the age of 16 to be perfectly capable of making life-altering decisions. No. Other laws, like New Brunswick's Medical Consent of Minors Act, allow children under 16 to consent to certain medical treatments. Okay, also wrong. No, your parents should be there up until the age of 18, primarily here in the US. I'm not sure how if 16 is adult age or 18 is adult age up there in Canada, but no, not to medical treatments that could alter their lives forever. No, that's crazy. Dying with Dignity Canada is asking Parliament to allow kids as young as 12 to die. Dying with Dignity Canada, a charity that defends people's right to have access to assisted suicides, is actively fighting for minors' rights to get euthanized. The organization is asking Parliament to amend their age requirement and extend the eligibility to kids as young as 12. Quote, DWDC acknowledges that Canadian society will likely expect a minimum age for mature minors in the legislation, even though the emphasis at common law is on capacity and maturity and not chronological age. For this reason, DWDC asks that Parliament amend the existing age requirement of 18 years of age to extend it to persons at least 12 years of age and capable of making decisions with respect to their health. As with adults, there should be a presumption of capacity for these minors. No, this organization is crazy. They they cannot expand this law to include 12-year-olds. 12-year-olds don't have the mental capacity to be making these kinds of decisions. Even up to like 18-year-olds, even 21-year-olds for that matter. Like I can say here in the US, our generation is getting dumber and dumber by the day because of social media and this entitlement mentality they all have. No, this is so wrong of Canada to do this. What you should be providing all of these people is proper mental health care and not sick care, which is something that happens here in the US as well, but proper mental health care. There should always be resources available to your people, to all of your people, regardless of economic status or what have you. Like, these regimes are insane. How Trudeau can allow this to happen, it blows my mind. But in my personal opinion, he's a socialist who does not care about their citizens whatsoever. I mean, you saw what happened with all the trucker convoys and how they decided to freeze their accounts because they thought they were quote unquote terrorists, when in actuality, Trudeau's parliament was the one acting like fascists and terrorists, in my opinion. But for them to go out of their way and, number one, create a law for medical aid in dying, I can extend for, I can, I can understand for certain cases with terminal illness, or they really don't see a foreseeable future for themselves. Okay, so in some cases, yes. But to extend it to the mentally ill who really have no mental capacity to be making these kind of decisions, and to young people as young as 12, it's sick, it's evil, it's demonic, in my opinion, and this should not be happening. It's unfair for the young ones to have to go through all of this, and it's unfair for the mentally ill to have to go through all of this. Like, there should be plenty of resources for everyone to help them get through whatever they're going through. But no, we have socialistic administrations like the ones in Canada and the one we have here in the US that don't care about their citizens and only care about themselves and their elite staff. It's disgusting, it's disturbing, and this madness needs to stop. Let me know what you guys think of all of this in the comments below. Thank you so much for visiting my little corner of the internet. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it out there, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and ring the notification bell so you are notified of my next upload. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!